Okay.
This is why.
Yes.
Okay.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
بسم الله الحمد لله الحمد لله الواحد المنن والصلاة والسلام على صاحب السنن صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. بعد. Alhamdulillah, Allah has granted us tawfiq in accordance with His will to come once again and study the Quran in His house. It's a great blessing, one that there are few of it. To be in His house, studying His book, so that we may learn how we can have etiquette, to better our etiquette in our manner, because it's only through adab that we draw close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No adab, you're not muqarrab to Allah. And one of the prime examples is the story of Shaitan. Shaitan, Iblis. When Allah asked all of the angels to make sajda out of respect, not to say that Adam's body, but to the ruh that Allah put in him. Because all of the verses that have the story of the sajda, Allah always says before it, وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي سَاجِدِينَ. After that, or He says, tells them, make sajda, but right before that, Allah infused the spirit, infused the spirit in him. So it's out of the light. But what in his bad adab was further shown when he argued. He tried to debate with Allah using his rationale. And Allah is so kind that in the Quran, Allah shows us that He is going to even ask him, why did you do that? Why did you disobey me? Sometimes as parents, we don't give our children that benefit, or we don't give each other that benefit. We just go into assuming reasons. Why would this person say this thing? Why would my son do this? Or I just ask them. Maybe what they say will change our minds. So Allah even afforded Shaitan this. Why did you not listen to my commandment to make sajda for, not two, for Adam? And I created him. And he gave the wrong rationale. He said, I am better than him. And then he further argued. Part of that argumentation, he tried to raise his voice. He tried to raise his voice in front of Allah's presence. And there's no voice allowed to be raised in Allah's presence. No voice. وَخَشَعَتِ الْأَصْوَاتِ لِلرَّحْمَنِ فَلَا تَسْمَعُ إِلَّا هَمْسًا on the Day of Judgment. And this is a demonstration of the manifestation of the person who has taqwa. A person who has no taqwa, their voice will easily go up. Why? We see in Surah Al-Rahman, this is the word for tonight. The word of tonight, kalima, inna Allah yuhibbul muttaqeen. Inna Allah yuhibbul muttaqeen. And taqwa, as a definition, the Shaykh has defined it here, is very important. Is reverence, not fear. I know a lot of people translate it as fear, it's not fear. There's another word for fear, khawf, khawf. And that's different from another word that we think is translated into fear, which is khashya. Khashya is humility. Khashya is humility. Khawf is fear. Taqwa, taqwa is reverence. Does everyone understand that English word? Reverence, to revere, to hold in awe of, respect. So is reverence or respect for God, or what pertains or what appertains to God, like his signs and his creations. This reverence contributes to safeguarding our soul by preventing them from transgressing. And I'll give you examples that help clarify this. So someone said, how do I become a muttaqi? How do I know if I have taqwa? Well, situations and scenarios that we see in our practical life will show us. Are we a person striving to develop taqwa? Or taqwa is just something we use to push people away? Because this is, a lot of people do this. In Surah Al-Hajj, Surah Hajj is the second half of Juz 17. Juz 17 is made of two surahs, Ankabut and Al-Hajj. Okay. Anbiya and Al-Hajj. And Allah says in the surah, Allah says, He first describes those who don't show taqwa, not only to Allah, but to those things that appertain to Allah. Meaning like what? Baytullah is masjid, right? The book of Allah. Anything, the messenger of Allah. Anything that you can say of Allah, basically. Appertaining to, connecting to. Even the musalliya, the prayer mats. If it's designed for the prayer, we have to show it respect. Why? Because it's made for the purpose of getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't respect a building because of its blocks. We don't respect this building because it's made of nice colors. No, because it's had a connection to sanctity, hurma. And when we come in here, we know that this is, what's the difference between this building and outside? It's the same ground. No, but this one has intention for people to come and draw close to Allah by through prayer, or through ibadah, or however. So Allah says, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ذلك ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب. The one who shows reverence to the insignia or to the signs and creations that appertain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that draws closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is a sign min taqwa al-qulub, that this is one part of taqwa. So what happens practically? So we come into the masjid. Out of our taqwa, our voices go down. Our voices go down. We don't raise our voice. Raising our voice, and not only in the masjid, in general, it's a very bad characteristic. Why? We say, okay, Sayyidina Luqman alayhi salam, what he says to his son, and by extension to all of us, he's extending the wisdom that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him. Because he developed his character, Allah gave him knowledge. And one piece of that knowledge, in fact the last one, The last of the 7 that he gave to his son, he said, وَقْصِدْ فِي مَشْيِكَ. Be mild in your walking. So someone is thinking, how does this taqwa implement in my life? You don't walk too fast. You don't walk like you're lazy. You have a mission, you have something to do, you go do it, but you're not rushing out of haste. And you're not too slow. Something, وَخُلُقْ مِنْ صَوْتِكَ. Lower your voice. Don't raise your voice. Don't raise your voice over someone else. إِنَّ أَنْكَرَ الْأَصْوَاتِ لَصَوْتُ الْحَمِيرِ. That the worst voice, the worst sound is the sound of the donkey. Because he does not consider anyone else a donkey. Is an animal that when he brays, when he makes a sound, he's not thinking about anyone else. All he wants to do is bray. May Allah protect us. So taqwa is the reference and respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as well as everything that reminds us of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or allows us to draw close to the Kaaba. Any masjid, any person of Allah. Someone says that that's a scholar. We don't just respect the scholar because he has a beautiful face or something like that, or wears nice clothes. No, we respect them because they remind us of people who are working assiduously on the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is why when the Prophet of Allah was describing sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the awliya to the Sahaba, they asked him, what are the signs? How do we know someone is maybe a wali of Allah? It's a big question, especially in our time. How everyone is claiming to be a wali of Allah. But what are the signs? It's in the Quran. It's there. The Prophet responded to them and said, it is the one who, when you are in his presence, when you see him, he reminds you of the He has not even spoken. No. When you see him, you say, Alhamdulillah. You say, whatever dhikr Allah puts in your heart, when you see that person, it's a sign. It's a sign that person may be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter how he looks to everyone else. It's like the story of Suhaib al-Rumi. When the Prophet he came to him one time when he was in the market. Suhaib al-Rumi, even though he's moving from the room, but he was a little bit dark in color. And he covered his eyes from behind. And the Prophet he said, who will buy this slave in this market? He's joking with him. It was good to be lighthearted. Who's going to buy this slave? And he said, first he was trying to figure out who is this grabbing me from behind. Can you imagine? We think the Prophet is very stern, very relaxed, very easy. He came and hugged someone from behind, closed his eyes like this. He said, who is going to buy this? And when he realized that it was the Prophet, he said, I can do that. He said, oh Rasulullah, I'm worth very little in the market. No one will buy. He said, I'm not worth anything. How many of us feel that way? Maybe sometimes we have low self-esteem. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm not nothing. But But then what did Allah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said? That's not how Allah and His Messenger view you. So sometimes we think of ourselves low, or we may look at someone and we think he's low. But in the sight of Allah and His Messenger, that person may be very high. So when we hear about scholars, when we hear about ulama, awliya, salihin, shuhada, our heart should open that these people gave their lives. The reason why we're Muslim today is because people before us, they spent their life struggling and striving. So this reverence that we have for Allah, it extends to the people of Allah, the people who do the work. It's not only scholars, people who organize and help masajid, whatever position they have. The person who cleans the masjid, you have to have respect for him. You have to have respect for him because he's cleaning the area that we're going to worship in. He should remind us of Allah's, that Allah loves those who are mutahhir. He's enacting that in his life. So when we see each other, we're always, as Muslims and as Muslims, inshallah, just by looking into each other's face, our iman goes up. That's why smiling in the face of your brother is sadaqah. Because you're seeing the sign on your face, on your brother's face, on your sister's face. And the opposite of taqwa is udwan. Udwan. It is translated as إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُعْتَدِينَ. Those who transgress. So everyone has a boundary. We all have different types of relationships. Wherever we are. We into our families, and all the different relationships we have with our families, our parents, our siblings, our uncles. Everyone has a right upon us. And we're not allowed to transgress those boundaries. So what taqwa does is allow us to have the awe and reverence and respect for each individual so that we don't cross that boundary. And when we cross that boundary, someone is hurt. And now we have done something wrong. And we have to be very careful about what this was. One of the advices is that Daddy. Can you give him some water? Give him some water. No, give him what you want. Magic, go what you want. Okay, go what you want. This was one of the very, very specific advices that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave to Sayyidina Mu'adh when he sent him to teach the people in Medina before the Prophet went. And he told them, take it easy, or what can be translated as? Take it easy on the people. Teach them about Allah, meaning teach them about Tawheed, and then wait. Wait. Not like what we do today. Today we teach them Tawheed, Salah, Zakah, fasting, Hajj. If you're drinking, stop drinking. If you have problems with extramarital affairs, you have people, our hearts are like earth. If you want to plant something, it takes time. This is what he was teaching Mu'adh. This is from our Sunnah. There's a lot of the brothers that talk about bid'ah. The way that we do da'wah today is bid'ah. It is not the way the Prophet did it. We transgress so many bounds in the delusion that we're doing khayr. We think we're doing khayr, but we're actually transgressing. So he told them, teach them about Allah and wait. If they have digested that, if there's change in their life, if they're ready for the next step, teach them about prayer. Then stop. If they incorporate prayer in their life, if they're ready for the next step, then you can go to zakat. Now look at what the Prophet ﷺ said even about zakat. He said, and when you go to take from their zakat, he said, don't take the best of it. So if someone has a flock of sheep and they owe zakat on it, don't take the best sheep they have. Take that which is average. Why? Why would the Prophet ﷺ tell him this such a specific detail? Because if you're going to a new country and you're taking the best of what they have, what will that do to their hearts if that is not present, if that hasn't sat in their hearts? They will turn away from you. You took the best thing they have. No, take that something average, something that they like, but it's not the best. And slowly brings people. And so on and so forth. And at the end of it, he says, and take it easy. Be easy. And don't be harsh with it. These are the advices of Sayyidina Rasulullah to Sayyidina Mu'adh al-Jabal. He was one of the first teachers in Medina. He says, why did he say be careful? Because lest you hurt or transgress, he said, be cautious of the prayer of the oppressed. It doesn't matter if they're Muslim or not Muslim. Hadith is very clear. If you oppress someone, whether they're Muslim or not Muslim, if they ask Allah, you're going to get trouble. And some of the historians, when they talk about the invasion of the Mongols, the Muslim lands, some of the Muslim historians, they connect it to a small deal that happened in Samarkand. It happened in a small transaction. Sit on the side. Sit on the side. Sit on the side. The Mongols, they came to trade in Samarkand. What did the Muslims do? They traded the goods, they didn't give them their money. They held the money and took the goods. So these Mongolians, they went to the Amir of that area. Said, look what your people did. The Amir, unfortunately, didn't have taqwa. He ignored it. Yeah, this cat. This is how sometimes the Muslims think. Cat. Okay? These Mongolians, they went back to their chief, Mongolia. And they reported, and their chief leader, their Amir, their Khalifa, sent a letter to the Amir in Samarkand. And he said, address this issue, or else we're coming after you. And what did the Amir do? He didn't have taqwa. He tried to ignore the situation. So the Mongols came to the first place they attacked, Samarkand. All because of one transgression. One transgression. And we see what happened after Samarkand, they were strict for about that. How many millions of books they burned? How many people died because of one simple act of someone they had no idea about? So sometimes Muslims, we don't think. We think we live in a vacuum because of our actions. Oh, we just take a corner here, take something here. And we have no idea that we're actually harming our Muslim and the creation in large. You have no idea. But so the one who has taqwa, he has reverence in his heart. He will never cheat someone. He will, whether people are looking or not. Whether people are here, when he walks in the masjid, he goes to the ground. It's not about people. The taqwa is for Allah. It resonates into creation because this is where, like Sayyidina Ali said, "Al-dunya mazra'atul akhirah." It is the farmland for akhirah. This is where we plant our seeds. We harvest in the akhirah. If we're planting wrong things, then we shouldn't be expecting anything. But our own planting. So taqwa is the character of having respect for not only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but all the things that pertain to Him. Like dhikr beads, dhikr counters, even the fingers. When people use their fingers, have respect for that. Allah has made it easy for us. Have respect for our own bodies. Don't transgress your own body. You can do dhulm on your own self. رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا. Say that Adam said, we have oppressed ourselves, we have transgressed. And thus, we have oppressed ourselves. So this, once the taqwa develops, we will stop transgressing other people's boundaries. And when we stop transgressing people's boundaries, the rahmah of Allah will start to rain upon us. And they start slowly, and in some abundance. And taqwa, there's 3 benefits in the Quran it says. This is the one that we just mentioned. The rahmah comes, you have taqwa, you develop taqwa, slowly, every day, you work on it, it's exercise. And Allah starts to send you rahmah. Then you'll begin to feel it. You'll begin to see it in your life. Rahmah is that gel, is like a glue that brings your life together. It makes it wholesome. It enriches the quality. That's what rahmah does. It enriches the quality of your life. It helps gel things together. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. Allah will teach you. Allah will teach you. There will be no teacher for you in between you and Allah. If we all strive to develop this character. And the last one, إِن تَشْكُرُوا يَرْضَهُ لَكُمْ. That if you show gratitude, which comes from taqwa, having reverence, Allah will grant you ridwan. And that's the highest. Allah is pleased with you. And after Allah is pleased with us, inshallah, He won't take us to judgment. That's it. It's finished. We're in the judgment. Inshallah, this is all of this development. This is what we want to do. Allah says He loves those who develop this character. When He writes down on our hearts, we have made the kids love. So one dua the Prophet taught us, and one inshallah. It's very important dua. Very, very important dua. Because we can strive, but it is Allah that puts the taqwa in the heart. وَأَتَاهُمْ تَقْوَاهُمْ. Allah gives the taqwa. He seals it. He puts it in the heart. This Allahumma ati nafsi. Allahumma ati nufusana. You want to say in Jama'ah? Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha. Oh Allah, grant my nafs its taqwa. So when that happens, the nafs says, I'm full. I'm happy. and pleased. أنت وليها ومولاها فإنك خير وزكها فإنك أنت خير من زكاها. Now I'll say it on Allah and purify it, and purify my nafs. Grant it this taqwa and purify it, for you're the best of purifiers. And the day that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us that taqwa, it's like the day that says that Ibrahim, Allah told the fire, be cool and be peace on Ibrahim. Because the nafs is the fire inside of us. Now, Allah does not say, be cool, grant us the taqwa, the fire will continue to burn us from inside. But Allah will tell us the day that we develop it, and we continue to say the dua, say in our sajda, we say it as much as we can. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها أنت وليها ومولاها وزكها فإنك أنت خير من زكاها. All of our problems will go away. All the inner problems will go away then. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
What did you do? Go away, go away.
I just wanted, if I may ask you a question about taqwa and reverence and also respect. Is it have to do with fear as well, or I know you say it's not fear, but is it because we use it commonly Allah? That means is fear Allah and that's not defined well enough or
Yeah, so the question was that is fear, does it have some part in taqwa? So I didn't go into the two constituents of taqwa, and I think maybe this will help clarify it. Taqwa is made of two aspects: adl, justice, and afu. So you have a small pinch of adl you exercise on people, and a great deal of afu. This is how you maintain balance. It's like salt in your food. A little bit of salt, a little bit of justice. But a lot of afu. Pardon as much as you can. And the opposite, just make sure I don't see it. Udwan is made of bukhul, avarice, or miserliness, and jawr, unfairness. So what happens is that the one who doesn't want to pardon, he's trying to hold. Because sometimes we think miser is just because of money. He doesn't want the money, or he won't get the coffee or something. No. The worst bakhil is the one who doesn't want to pardon. He wants to hold every single person to everything they do. This is an unfortunate bakhil. And this is why also the Prophet ﷺ said, the one who hears my name and doesn't send salat and salam, he is bakhil. You see, it shifts our understanding of what taqwa is. Because if you understand really what the opposite is, now you understand, oh, okay, giving of oneself and not giving of oneself. That's from one side. Pardoning when you have the ability to not be pardoned, to hold justice. This makes it practical. And for example, in a husband-wife spouse relationship, if there is a dispute, you pardon a lot. And on a few things, you hold to the boundaries. That way, it gels together. But as for the fear, it actually is a part of ihsan, which will be next week's. It's actually part of ihsan. Yeah. You should hold it. She's holding it. Najia? She's holding it. It's not on the ground. So Joe is unfairness. So someone can keep the justice, right? So someone also, say, for example, someone believes for the side of always wanting to pardon, not holding justice. That's also not good. Because there are certain times you must keep justice for the balance to be balanced. Balance is not 50-50. It's not 50-50. That's the modern understanding that everything has to be 50-50. No. Balance is, in this situation, it's a little bit here of justice and a lot of pardon. Because this is what Allah does to us, right? He forgives or pardons most. Sorry, not forgives. He pardons. He pardons most. And he takes us into account a little bit. So taqwa is about the reverence and respect that we hold, and that holds us back. It holds us back from transgressing our boundaries. And it takes exercise. Once we really get a hand of it, maybe we'll find out that in some places where we're supposed to uphold justice, we're pardoning. And where we're supposed to pardon, we're upholding justice. You will start to develop it. You'll start to develop the sense of where to pardon and where to hold justice. So fear, khawf, in that word, khawf, that's one half of ihsan. Inshallah. And you'll see that the proof is in the Quran from very clear verses. Nowhere in the Quran does it bring taqwa and khawf together. But it brings ihsan and khawf. This. So we went over sabr the first week. Sabr, and the opposite of sabr is fasad. Sabr and fasad. Inna Allah yuhibbu sabirin. Inna Allah la yuhibbu mufsidin. Then we went over tawbah. Inna Allah yuhibbu tawabin. And we said the opposite of that is kibr. Inna Allah la yuhibbu mustakbirin. Inna Allah yuhibbu tawabin. Inna Allah la yuhibbu mustakbirin. Last week we went over Tahara. Inna Allah yuhibbu tawabin wa yuhibbu al-mutatahhirin. Right? And the opposite of Tahara is khiyana. Inna Allah la yuhibbu al-kha'inin. Treachery, nifaq, hypocrisy. And this week is the fourth word, taqwa. Inna Allah yuhibbu al-muttaqin. The opposite of which is Inna Allah la yuhibbu al-mu'tadin. So inshallah, we take the next week, take a look at the Quran. We've gone through 4 words. Now start going to the places and refresh your memory. Look at how Allah uses these words and how does it play in the scope of who Allah loves and who Allah does not love. And that way, every week we're developing our character. If we're making the same mistakes week in, week out, that's a big problem for us. May Allah protect us from all of the evil words and grant us tawfiq to embody khuluq al-azim. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Magic. Magic. Give me the power.